Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be making Alison Roman's chocolate, what's it called again? Chocolate chunk shortbread cookie that took the internet by storm. I think maybe 9 months ago. I'm very late to this, but I need a midnight snack. So I have all my ingredients here, which I'm going to pre-measure, and then we'll get right to it. Okay. Oh, salted butter and chocolate chunk shortbread.
Okay, so I've measured out all my ingredients. I have my butter, my white sugar, my brown sugar, my flour, and my chocolate chips, which I have been munching on but will top up at the end. And finally, my egg that will be used for the egg wash. I now have my softened salted butter in the stand mixer. I'm just going to let it beat for a little bit because it wasn't quite soft enough to start with.
Okay, so while we're waiting for the butter to cream, I actually have another shortbread in the making situation happening. I tried a Vitale shortbread recipe and it's been chilling in the fridge for about an hour now, and I want to cut it and see what happened. We'll see. Let's look at this baby. It's a bit of a baseball bat situation. Okay, let's cut it. I'm aiming to have my cookies to be as even as possible, and then we'll bake them. I already have my oven preheated, and we'll see it there. So here's a little close-up of the cookies that I cut that I made previously. Not the most even, and they kind of look like little bars of soap, but that's okay. We're gonna put them in the oven and see what they look like. Our butter is fully creamed. I'm just going to turn it on and add the sugar little by little and cream those two together. Now we're just adding our brown sugar. So I have my creamed butter and sugar mixture ready. Here is my flour, well and sifted. I'm gonna add it in and then turn on the, okay, I don't have enough hands, so it's going in, and then I will turn it on. So the butter, flour, and sugar are well incorporated. I just took it off the stand mixer to make my life a little bit easier. I don't have semi-sweet baking chocolate that she asked for, but I do have these chipettes. So I'm just gonna add 3/4 cup of it and we'll mix it. So everything's mixed together now. I'm going to turn out my dough onto this piece of saran wrap, and then I'm gonna turn into a log. And then we're gonna chill it for 2 hours. It's 10 p.m. right now, 11 p.m. right now, so I don't know if I'm gonna stay up for that or if I'm gonna be a little lazy. And we'll let this baby have a little nap. My dough is all turned out onto the saran wrap, and it's looking kind of crumbly, so hopefully it will form well as a log, not a lab. To be honest, it smells so good. The butter and the sugar and the chocolate, it smells so good. So I have my 2 logs here ready to go take a nap in the fridge. Our dough has been chilling and it's firm after about an hour, so I'm impatient. I want to see how this turns out, so we're gonna take it out. On a side note, our other cookies have been baked and nibbled on, and they are surprisingly really good, even though they look like soap in the beginning. So that was a success in my books. So the interesting thing about Alison's recipe is that she divides her dough and dips it in an egg wash so that she can roll it in some sugar. She uses demerara sugar, but I don't have any, so I'm going to use brown sugar. We're all about substitutions. We're all about being flexible. So I probably should have picked a bigger bowl, but I'm just doing as they say and brushing the outside of this log with some egg wash, getting it as evenly distributed as I can. Now I am putting it into some, into some brown sugar
not really spreading out like I wanted it to, but... So I think this rolling, dunk, and dip technique might be a little bit better for me. Putting the whole thing in the bowl wasn't so practical. I'm not sure how many more of these I'm going to do because they do look awfully sweet, so I think I'll just do a couple more and bake them and see how they turn out. And look at my doggy dog. Okay, first batch right out of the oven. The top 2 rows are the ones that were coated in sugar and egg. Probably could have done a little bit better of a job rolling them out to be even, but the 3rd row looks pretty good. So our baking marathon has come to an end. I am tired, but I've eaten so many cookies that I have so much sugar in me. I am literally bouncing off the walls. Anyways, let's go through our final products. We have 2.5 cookies to evaluate now. First one we have to evaluate is the original shortbread that I made earlier on today, which I thought was going to be a disaster, but look at it, it's actually really cute. So this is what happens when you bake it for about 10 minutes, 12 minutes, and then when you bake it a little bit longer, the color is a little deeper. I personally like this one because it's a little crispier. The main showstopper that we were supposed to have were our Alison, I've forgotten her name again, our Alison cookies, which has the chocolate chips and a little bit of the ring of sugar egg coated mixture. I personally felt that these cookies were really sweet, too sweet for my liking, to be honest, and then I ended up baking them again without the coated sugar. So these are the ones that turned out like this. I personally prefer it a little bit like this. It's also very crumbly, very flaky. They do have a little bit of a buttery residue afterwards, but overall, lots of sugar tonight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sleep properly, but that's all from me. Have a good night.